Chapter 22 Angela's POV SA re 86% I 65 vouchers at her words, I scoffed. Ethan looked at her, words clogged in his throat. Of course. He was as pathetic as ever. I realized now that he never really cared about me, and him wanting me to come back was just because he was feeling guilty. Of course. I turned to Maya, my voice iced. I don't care about your boyfriend. I've told him to leave me alone, but he doesn't understand English. But that's okay. I can tell you. Keep your boyfriend away from me, Maya. Ethan interrupted me. Angela. He started, but I held my hands out to him. Don't act all high and mighty around me, Ethan. You and I know that you don't care. You have a perfectly good woman next to you. I suggest you stick with her. And you. I turned to Maya, who looked like she was ready to explode with rage. I don't care if Ethan is your boyfriend. I can proudly tell you that I've moved on from him. It doesn't matter if he is your boyfriend. But please, tell him to stay away from me. How dare you? Who do you think you are? She asked, her voice raising and dragging attention, but I didn't answer her. I didn't need to. I walked out before Ethan could try to fix whatever was going on with apologies he didn't mean. And for the first time in a long time, I felt strong. Unshakable. Until I got home. The apartment was dim when I stepped inside, the only light coming from the lamp near the couch. And on that couch, Liam lay asleep. Or unconscious, because he didn't look like someone resting. He looked like someone who had fought sleep for hours and lost. His long frame was twisted awkwardly, one leg hanging off, the thin blanket bunched around his hips. The pillow under his head was so flat it might as well have been air. Something tight squeezed around my heart. I shouldn't have cared. I should have felt vindicated. I should have walked straight to my room without looking at him again. But instead, I lingered. Then I noticed the notebook on the coffee table. Plain. Black. Worn at the edges. Curiosity nudged me before caution could stop it. I picked it up slowly, like it might bite, and opened it. My breath stilled. Inside, page after page after page were dates, moments and details. Angela mentioned she likes lavender tea, 3 years ago. She hates thunderstorms but pretends she doesn't, a year and a half ago. She looked sad today, I don't know why, last month. I sank onto the couch, my knees giving out beneath me. It wasn't a diary. It wasn't even about him. It was me. A chronicle of someone who had been noticing me this time, through years where I thought I was completely invisible. 1/3 1526 Friday, January 23rd DGG. Chapter 22 My chest tightened painfully, torn between fear and something angerously close to tenderness. Then my phone buzzed. A text. From the same unknown number. Sweet, right? Except there's something he wrote that he doesn't want you to see. Check the last page. 0.86% 55 vouchers. My pulse jumped violently. I shouldn't have. I knew I shouldn't have. But my fingers were already flipping to the back. The final page held only one line. Written in Liam's sharp, tired handwriting. Day 847 of the bet. God, I can't do this anymore. My entire world tilted. A bet. A bet. My vision blurred. The notebook slipped from my hands and hit the floor with a soft thud. A bet. My name. My life. My heart. A bet. And suddenly everything, every gesture, every detail, every kindness, felt like venom crawling under my skin. My breath spiraled out of control. Behind me, Liam stirred. But I couldn't look at him. Not now. Not after this. Not with the echo of that word pounding in my skull like a war drum. I didn't even realize I'd stood until I heard the whisper of the floorboard creak under my feet. The notebook lay open on the carpet, that single sentence branding itself into my mind like fire. The room suddenly felt too small. Too warm. Too loud. My pulse roared in my ears. A bet. It wasn't possible. It couldn't be. There was no universe where this mess, this ache, this terrifying pull between us was born from something so cruel. But the handwriting was his. And the fear rising in my chest was mine. Liam shifted again behind me. A low groan slipped from his mouth, exhausted and raw, as he turned onto his side, the two small blankets sliding off his shoulder. He looked wrecked, unshaven, hollow-eyed, like sleep had only found him after the fight had drained him dry. For one split second, guilt tried to creep in. But then I looked at his notebook again. Whatever softness I felt shriveled like a flame drowned in water. I kicked the notebook slightly farther away from me, as if even touching it again might burn. My phone buzzed again. You always said you wanted honesty, didn't you? Checkmate, sweetheart. My fingers trembled as I shoved the phone into my pocket. I need air. I needed distance. I didn't know what 3:15.26 Friday, January 23rd DGG. Chapter 22 needed. But I knew I couldn't stand there a second longer. 86% $5 vouchers, but as I turned, Liam's voice rang out. Angel. I turned to see that he was awake and staring at me. The tears I was trying to hold threatened to spill down my eyes. He looked at the notebook on the floor and my face and immediately stood up, realizing that I must have gone through it. I stepped back when he moved to me and I saw the flicker of hurt in his eyes. Angel, please, he started, but I held my hand out. What secrets are you keeping from me, Liam? Why don't you just tell me? You've been observing me for years. Scratch that, you have notes of my likes and dislikes. And now, I'm seeing a bet. What's going on, Liam? Why don't you just tell me? I asked, my heat already breaking. 3/3